Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Pleeko here. I am a Diamond 1 slash Masters AD carry at any given point in time. And I am making this video to show you guys how to properly kite using your mouse and keyboard. And I'm going to primarily be using the settings for which I have talked about in my previous video, which I will link right here. So if you guys want to check that out, it's how to properly set up your keybinds, your mouse, everything like that, in order to give yourself the easiest time playing the AD carry role. So I'm going to be basing this video off of those settings. So if you haven't checked them out, check those out, but they're pretty basic. So I'm going to be starting this as if like we know nothing about kiting, right? So basically I'm going to have a couple different segments starting at the very baseline and then working up from there. But you don't need to know anything about kiting if you're just wanting to hop into the role. You want to learn how to use some of these champions, you know, how to properly play this role. This is a very good basic structure for you. So I'm gonna list segments throughout. There will be different chapters you can skip forward all you want to do. So this first one coming up here is going to be literally just detailing what it is and how you do it. All right, so before we actually hop into the gameplay, there is going to be a couple key terms. I held up two, but there's probably more than two. There's going to be a couple key terms that we're going to be talking about here that we want to keep in mind when it comes to kiting. So first things first word, kiting. Kiting, I define, which this I am assuming, you know, most other AD carries define it as this. This is going to be you using your champion's auto attacks / abilities in order to properly space yourself from the opponent basically trying to stay at the max auto attack range of your opponent in order to either gap close like towards them or walk away from them while maintaining your damage. So basically staying as safe as you possibly can while maintaining the most amount of damage that you can possibly put out. So that is going to be what I'm going to be talking about with kiting. So you can do that forwards, backwards, side to side, however you want to do it. Basically, just maintaining a safe distance and trying to stay outside of the auto attack range / ability range of enemy champions while maintaining the damage that you want to put out. Second term I'm going to be talking about is orb walking. Orb walking is extremely simple to understand in concept. It is essentially going to be the act of you auto-attacking the champion / minion / whatever, and then taking a couple steps and auto-attacking again. Auto-attack, walk, auto-attack, walk, auto-attack, walk. That's going to be, if I ever say orb walking, that is what I'm referring to. So basically auto-attack, walk, auto-attack, walk, auto-attack, walk. This is how you kite. This is the whole reason I made the video. This is breaking it down exactly how you want to kite for anybody that's brand new into the game. You want to literally take your champion, take your mouse, take your keyboard. Now, this circle here, I'm using A click as my auto attack button, which if you use it, it's under player movement. It's player attack move. That's what it's called, player attack move. So you want to have this on some button. I don't care what you put it on. I have mine on A. I recommend using this because if you're hitting somebody and let's say that you accidentally click past them, you're going to be walking past them, right? So you're gonna miss, and that's no fun. So instead, you can use A click, where if you're right clicking on them, that happens. If you left click or if you click past them, that happens. But if you use A click and then just left click near them, it's going to hit them. It's going to still hit them, because they're close to your cursor, which you want to have in game. You want to have attack move on cursor on as well if you're using that, so that way it hits the thing closest to your cursor. So that way, if you click on them, no problem. If you click past them, no problem, because it'll still just hit them perfectly fine. So we want to have that on. Now, the actual act of kiting / orb walking. This is going to be specifically for orb walking here, which I mentioned earlier, right? So what you're going to want to do is literally click on the champion that you're going to be hitting, and then right click somewhere else, take a few steps, and click again. Take a few steps, click the guy again. Take a few steps, click the guy again. Few steps, guy again. Few steps, guy again. the reason for this is after my lethal tempo procs fall off, I'll tell you. So I have 0.74. I have 0.74 attacks per second. So I hit at a rate of 0.74. Yeah, 0.74 attacks per second. So that's how many auto attacks off I can get off in 1 single second. So if you see when I'm hitting somebody like this, there's a little bit of a cooldown between the time that I hit and then before I fire another one, right? So there's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So this time between the time that I'm saying 1, you can be moving around and then you can instantly fire off another auto attack by the time that I say the second one. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. See, same time, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Same spacing, but we're covering distance now. So we're covering distance, we're dodging skill shots, we're able to run away from somebody while still doing damage to them. We're able to chase somebody down while still doing damage to them. So you want to get this down because this is so pivotal to this role. It's not as important in a lot of other roles. Mid lane is going to be using abilities. It's a little bit easier to kite somebody that way because you're running away and then you throw an ability backwards and keep running, right? That's a lot easier to do than maintaining your auto attacks while moving around. So mid, top, jungle, they're all going to have a certain aspect of this, but it's not going to be as detailed as what you're going to have to do as an AD carry with this. So this is probably the most important aspect of the AD carry role outside of farming and positioning. So you want to get this down if you want to be a good AD carry player. So that is orb walking in a nutshell. Just hit, move, hit, move, hit, move. So you're dodging skill shots, you're maintaining distance, safe distance, you're able to put out a lot of damage. Now, I will show you one of the reasons why this is such an important thing. I can show you literally on this top scuttle crab here. So watch this, okay? So if I were to auto attack this scuttle at max distance, watch what my champion does. She's going to hit, walk into range, hit, walk into range, hit, walk into range. But she's going to have this timer, right? She's going to have this timer in between auto attacks, but she's not going to be able to maintain a distance where she's able to catch the champion or she's able to properly output a lot of damage on the champion, right? So what we can do instead is, let me get max range. So she was at max range plus she stays at max range the entire time. And if somebody were to walk back on her, then all of a sudden she's just going to be walking right up to him and she's going to be screwed. So instead what we can do is we can auto attack, walk forward, auto attack, walk forward, auto attack, walk forward. Now look, we caught the scuttle crab. So you're able to output the damage on them. And then let's say that they turn around on us, right? So we're auto attacking, walking forward, auto attacking, walking forward. And then they turn around. We're able to backstep and then start hitting them again. Because obviously if they were to walk back, we'd backstep and then we'd still maintain that safe distance, right? So you want to be able to get this down because it applies for AD carries in so many situations. AD carries kits are built around this. So this is what you want to get down. This is one of the top 3 things as an AD carry that you want to get down. That is orking/kiting in a nutshell. So what you want to be able to get to, you want to be able to eventually get to a point where you are able to attack fast. You want to be able to get used to that movement, that orb walking, that kiting at different levels of attack speed, right? So what we're going to be looking at, we're going to want to level up our champion. We're going to want to give ourselves some gold, level up our abilities, and we're going to buy some items. So we'll buy these 2 items, and then now we'll go back, and now we'll hit with this range, with this attack speed. So the reason that you want to get used to it is you want it to become muscle memory on kind of what your attack speed feels like with different levels of attack speed, right? Because if you're like this, there is a little bit of time between these hits. So you have time to move between your hits, right? So you have some time to move between your hits. So see that? There's that little gap right there. You have time to move between your hits. So you want to be able to get used to that so that way you can just stack yourself full of attack speed, and then you can just go at it. So that way you can have all this attack speed, and then you can just start kiting people around. So eventually you want to be able to get to a point to where you can do something, you know, relatively similar to this. I'm not saying you have to be this good at it by any means, but something even close to that is a massive improvement over what most AD carries can do. So just get used to the different levels of attack speed that you have. Get used to weaving auto abilities in the middle, you know? So just start kiting around, use your abilities, and do this at varying levels of attack speed, because obviously most champions aren't going to have this much attack speed unless you're playing like Kog'Maw. So do like a realistic build, you know, maybe run these items, this. We'll go Lord Doms and like GA. So this is like a normal level of attack speed for an Ashe. So get used to your attack speed like this. Throw some abilities out. So you want to get used to it at different levels of attack speed. Try whatever champions you use and get used to how they function as a champion, and how their auto attacks feel and how everything goes. So yeah, I hope, I can't really think of anything else. I think that was pretty much it. This has been Pleeko. I hope this helps some people out. And if there's anything that you guys think about in the future that you guys think that I should make a video on for you guys, feel free to let me know. Like DM me, drop it in the comments or something like that, and I'll try to make a video about it, because I love making these videos for you guys. I love helping people get better at this game. And then that way, you know, even if there's people that know something that I don't, you know, we can make each other better. So I love making these videos, and yeah, I hope this works out for you guys. All right, peace.